Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go over one Ultra League team since we have Ultra League still in play right now. So just in case people want to play Ultra, I know I don't, but in case you do, I know a lot of people don't like playing Open Great League. Maybe because it's too open, which I guess the same could be said about Ultra League. But I guess if you want to use your 2500 and under Pokemon there, we're going to go over it. So the team we're going to go over today is Feraligatr in the lead. It's going to be non-shadow. It's going to be actually I think it's going to be Ice Beam Hydro Cannon. So basically the normal moveset since the new season began. And in the back is going to actually be Double Fairy. Now the Double Fairy is going to be Florges, which is a little less mobile. So if you ever get a matchup that is very good for fairies, you just want to switch into Florges right away. Don't think about maybe I should use the other one to gain a lot of energy, which we haven't gone over what the other one is yet, but to gain a lot of energy because it has more play against more things. You want to get into the great matchup with Florges as soon as possible. And then the other Fairy-mon is going to be Clefable. And Clefable has Swift this season, which is a new move for a lot of fairies, but most notably Clefable is a very good user of it. I believe you get to Swift in 4 Fairy Winds, which is crazy quick. Now, it is a normal type move, and there are ghosts in Ultra League, so watch out for that. You definitely don't want to be throwing a normal type into a ghost that's double resisted. And it doesn't do that much damage, but what it does do is if you get out of a bad matchup and you are in with Clefable, you can definitely elongate the clock with throwing a move that's so quick, which is 4 Fairy Winds, which is 8 seconds. So, yeah. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into the team, but first, if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. And this is, again, probably the only Ultra League team I'm going to go over in this round of Ultra League. Again, I'm not the biggest fan, but I know people out there that watch this channel love it, so I want to make sure that you all have a team that you want to use if you are actually going to be in Ultra League. So, those are the wrong ones. 1 second. All right, a little editing magic, and we got there really quick. So the movesets are there on the left side. Yeah, let's get into it. So Galarian Wheezing, while this is a pretty decent matchup in general for Feraligatr, they do get to the Brutal Swipes very quickly. Again, they're also running Fairy Wind, so they get there in 4. But we get to Hydro Cannon, which is a much better move, much stronger move. But again, it's open Ultra League, so things can take big hits. Now, you definitely don't want to go in, so now we've got into Florges. So I was going to say before that, you definitely don't want to go into a Poison Mon with a Fairy Mon. They are going to be resisting the Fairy type moves. And now you saw they came in with Guzzlord, and that is a Dragon and Dark type, which means it's going to take double super effective damage from Fairy. So what does that mean? We're going into Florges, right? Probably just let this go down. It has to be their next move, which could be Sludge. It could be Overheat, which means they're also going to be in this. The timer's a little off for them. They're probably needed another 2 seconds. So now we get to see what that last mon is. Ends up being Cobalion. Now, the worst thing that this can do to us is Stone Edge. And it looks like we see Impede here. But yeah, Stone Edge isn't going to KO us either, so we don't really care too much about this damage. In fact, it looks like 2 is not even going to be enough. They have Double Kick, which is resisted by Fairy, and I believe they also run Sacred Sword, which also resisted by Fairy. All right, Virizion switch in here. Obviously, this is a really hard counter with Grass type into a Water type. Makes me think that their Backmon is either a Dragon, so either Guzzlord or another Grass, which I guess it could be like Venusaur. We'll see here in the end. But Virizion obviously going to be very good against this. It is a subtyping of Fighting, which is going to be we're going to have super effective damage against Fighting from Fairy. So they're also running Double Kick. It's the same for all of these. They're called the Swords, I guess, Pokemon. So Virizion and Cobalion, they end up switching really fast back into Skeledirge. But, I mean, we're catching... I mean... they have Incinerate, so it's a 5-turn move. We're going to see those turns come out. Even a Shadow Ball doesn't KO from here. Again, this is open Ultra League. Things can take damage. I'm just now seeing the 15% battery life here at the top. Oh, you guys can't. Oh, you can't see it. 13%. It is going down fast. All right. Even if they come back in, they can't really like double kick us down. We do have the Ice Beam here, which is going to be super effective. I think that the Hydro Cannon would not KO from here, so good call to use that. And now against the Skun Tank, we just want to get any damage off. They're probably going to end up shielding this. I guess the question is, do we want to switch into Clefable? And we do. Probably need to shield this. They could have Sludge Bomb. I would say most run Trailblaze and Crunch. I like going for the Moonblast here. We still have a little bit of energy on Florges as well. So, all right, really bad lead. All right, a quick switch into Clefable. Again, this is going to give us the most amount of usage or moves against the backline, which is why Clefable is the safe swap, whereas Florges is the like hard counter swap, right? So safe swap Clefable because it has more coverage. All right, they lost count, I think, or they don't know that Swift is in the game, I'm sure. Looks like we got a charging cable in there. We're at 23%. All right, we did get the shield. They have too much energy, though, for this, so we'll probably end up coming with Feraligatr, farming down, letting them throw a move into us. Again, at this in this season, most people are going to be running Hydro Cannon and Ice Beam, both resisted by the water typing of Feraligatr. So, yeah, going to be able to just eat this Hydro Cannon. It does like 30%, which is crazy because if you think about it in Great League, this mon is so frail, plus we're usually using the Shadow in Great League. So, doing a lot of damage there with the Ice Beam. They end up coming in with a Weezing. So again, like I said, they are resisting Fairy-type moves, but they don't really have great moves against Fairymon unless they run Sludge, but I think that's pretty rare. Yeah, Brutal Swing is resisted. They could go for their big move and Overheat, but then they reduce their attack stat. So there's a give and take here, and looks like they're just trying to bait us into shielding, but we're saving those 2 shields for Feraligatr because we did land that Ice Beam, if you remember, onto the Virizion, which means that it's going to be very low. We have the 2 shields. We'll use those 2 shields for Leaf Blades, and then maybe we can get a farm down on everything here with 2 shields. That looks like what's the case going to be anyways. Yeah, even if we shield this move right here, the worst move that they can get to against us is the Brutal Swing before they get farmed down, and that's just, well, we have 2 Hydros, but Brutal Swing not going to be enough to KO us from here. I think that this was CMP, unless it was a 1-turn switch, which it does look like it was a 1-turn switch, but Brutal Swing is going to do, like, it's going to bring us down to, like, 10%. Yeah, not even really even lower than the 10%, so I'm not too scared of that. All right, Galarian Weezing. Okay, you need to be ready for Galarian Weezing. It is on every team. Yeah, I think just a big fan of the Brutal Swing buff, so a lot of people using it, I guess. Plus, even last season before I don't even want to say buff, before the change to, oh, this guy's running Play Rough. Interesting. All right, Mandibuzz probably going to switch into Florges here. Maybe even get some energy and then switch into Florges. Yeah, I like this. Going to 5. Oh, okay. I guess really making a call that it's like Guzzlord in the back. So something like Fairy Double Dark, which is kind of the same strategy as Hypno Double Dark, right? You just want to have something that's really strong against the fighters. As well as other dark types like Guzzlord that are really going to do a lot of damage to you, or I guess what else are you scared of? Like fairies. So you're going to be good against the fairy types because of your subtyping of poison. So really interesting. I know I think I do have a Galarian Weezing. I'm almost 100% that this is Guzzlord in the back. But I think I do have a Galarian Weezing. I don't think it's fully leveled up. I don't think I can fully level it up. But, oh, it's actually just Feraligatr in the back. I'm a little disappointed. I'm actually kind of surprised we're going for the bait here. I think I would, since we have 2 shields, I would just go for the double Moonblast. But it's fine. We'll end up getting to like 3 or maybe even 4 disarming voices, since we do outpace. But they did get 1 extra Shadow Claw in from the switch. But I actually would try out a team that's like Galarian Weezing, Guzzlord, and Mandibuzz. That sounds like a pretty good team. Pretty okay against Feraligatr. Yeah, Guzzlord obviously the best thing to be going into Feraligatr, but you do need a shield because the Ice Beam is just crazy damage. Alright, Clefable. So now we're seeing it on the opponent's side. Luckily we do get to these Hydro Cannons way before they can get to the Moonblast. Now whether or not they bait is something we'll have to call. But we are doing a lot of damage here. We end up going into our own Clefable, probably just to maintain shields. We don't... Clefable is obviously a lot less... Oh my god, they have Meteor Mash. Okay. I mean, that's good against other Clefables. Maybe they've been seeing a lot of Clefable. It also is pretty good against the Galarian Weezing. So that's interesting. It might be good, actually. But I think I would stick with Moonblast. It's just a much stronger move, and you have Stab on it. Anyways, though, that's crazy. I haven't seen a lot of Drapion. I wonder if they are running Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave or Aqua Tail. Looks like Aqua Tail, which is nice. I guess we're just going to take the damage here, throw a Disarming Voice or a Moonblast after this, and then go all in on Feraligatr. They end up catching here on Clefable, which is interesting. They know there's a Disarming Voice, so they might not shield it. Then we can get a farm down with Feraligatr. Nice. Really like this. Technically, this is probably Swift. Oh, whoa, they had Meteor Mash, right? Well, this is Meteor Mash Moonblast. They're in a really old... That's like last season's play set. The worst this can be is Crunch. We're non-shadows, so we don't care too much about it. They do have another Mon in the back. That is something we have to worry about. We also lost our defense here. Galarian Weezing, something that could be in the back here. Oh, Feraligatr. If they shield this, we can go Moonblast on Florges. If they don't shield... They outpace us. I don't think we win this game. Yeah. Because we could throw one, but then they shield and they outpace us. Our Feraligatr's in farm down range. Tough. That's a tough one. Although, if we had thrown the Disarming Voice and they played it exactly the same, it would have been pretty close. I think we would have won because they're Shadow. Alright, Skuntank lead. So again, they do have Trailblaze. That's something to worry about. It is Poison Sting. Doesn't do too much damage as a fast attack, but we're probably going to end up shielding these Trailblazes. Do they win CMP? Because they played for CMP there. Again, obviously... This person's using a weird moveset too if they're going for Crunch, because you would always want to Trailblaze because it's going to give you the buff onto your Poison Sting, and at least you'll be doing more damage. Looks like we do lose CMP. Gonna let it go. Okay, probably going to come in with Clefable, has just the better energy usage here. Having to throw the Swift is pretty bad, I think, unless they're double weak in the back to Fairy, which it does look like. This thing learns Flamethrower. Ooh, Crunch. Okay, weird. We're pretty close to Moonblast here. What in the heck is this? This looks like a praying mantis. Mineshaw. Okay, I've never seen that mon before, I'm going to be honest. Like, in my Pokedex or otherwise. They do end up coming... Oh, wow. They tried to catch a Moonblast here on Tentacruel. This is absolutely... Wait, Tentacruel is actually insanely good against our whole team, right? It resists all the charge moves from Feraligatr, and then it's super effective against both the Fairy types as well as resisting Fairy. I guess it's good to get it out here. It means that Florges may have some chances in the back. We have actually done a ton of damage. Now, this is going to be a Scald. Lucky for us, most aren't running Sludge Wave. But they throw Acid Spray, so we want to get out of there before they can try to farm us down. This is not going to kill, but it's going to get low. They end up coming back in with the Guzzlord. So what are we going to do against the Guzzlord here? Probably going to end up coming in with the Florges, right? We're going to go for the KO here. I'm actually surprised. Now we have to go for the bait, I think. Oh, we're actually just going to go for the shield. Okay. Man, what's going to be in the back here? Because the timers are so messed up, actually. But we don't care too much about this move, even if it is the Sludge Bomb. I mean, that would suck, but it's fine. End up... We'll see if they want to shield or not. If they shield, they'll go for Acid Spray. It's kind of weird. Because you don't really want to shield this, but you're going to end up taking a lot of fast attack damage. Oh, they actually end up throwing Scald. Do we get the farm down? Okay. Scale the Guzzlord? I think it does. But their other mon is also alive. We just want to do... Okay, if we can get the if we can get the clocks elongated, it's possible we could end up coming in with Feraligatr and then catching on Florges, but things are looking quite bad, to be honest. Now, oh, we have a shield though. Why did they go for CMP? I don't know. I think they were already at 2 Brutal Swings, no? Okay. Skuntank. Looks like there's a lot of Skuntank here in Ultra League this time around as well. I believe... Man, I think it was last season, but I think the world champion was using this Skuntank. Actually, it must have been this season. He was using Skuntank in Ultra League and got really high on the leaderboard. I believe #1 on the leaderboard early in this season. Alright, Trailblaze, annoying, but we definitely outpaced that. But they do resist the Shadow Claw because they're a dark typing. And Shadow Claw is a ghost move. Probably just going to look to tank a lot of damage here on the Clefable. Unfortunately, you see how much those poison jabs are really doing based on the Trailblaze increase. Going to be able to get 2 Swifts off here. Possibly 3. I don't think we're that bulky. We'll see how much damage this Incinerate did. We're technically 2 away, I think. If we're 1 away, we definitely get it off. 2 away, we don't get it off. Yeah, we're 2 away. We damage registration error? I think we did, because I think we're dead here. Oh, that's quite unlucky for our opponent. Gonna let this go through. Now, most of the time in Ultra League, people are running Fly and Flame Charge, whereas in Great League, I prefer Fly and Brave Bird, but Fly and Flame Charge are possible usages in Great League, but I don't think the #1 usage. I think the #1 usage is Fly and Brave Bird, because the Incinerate's just doing so much damage anyways. I guess if we think they're going... Okay, I guess we're all in on them not having Sludge Bomb. So they already went for the Crunch once. Crunch kind of last season's move as well. We have a ton of energy here. Definitely this is going to KO the Talonflame. Oh, I think we definitely need to be hitting... This doesn't KO. We have to switch to Feraligatr here, or do we? We should definitely be switching to Feraligatr. I guess we have a shield, so it doesn't really matter in the end, but that's crazy. They end up switching, so this is obviously a much better matchup that we know about, and we can always throw the Florges into the Giratina altered later. This thing can have Acid Spray, Sludge Wave, and Dark Pulse. Most of the time, people are running Dark Pulse Acid Spray. Goes really well with the Acid Spray. Always goes really well with the poison jabs. You saw it on the Tentacruel last game as well. Looks like we eventually are switching into this after a lot of damage has been put through. Again, this can really only be Acid Spray. That's a tough call there. I would have definitely no-shielded, I think. But it is what it is. We are getting their last shield, which is interesting. This is another Acid Spray. I think technically you'll survive this, even though we're 2 times defense reduced already. So getting this last second Swift off. Not going to KO, but could get it maybe even into... yeah, it's going to be in Shadow Claw range, even though it was resisted. In fact, the resistance giving us a little bit of extra damage in there. They actually end up coming back in with the Giratina, I guess because it was so low. Worst thing Giratinas can have are Ancient Power, basically. But yeah, Shadow Sneak Technically, it has the big move. It's like Shadow Shogun. I don't know. I don't know the name of it, but it's a ton of damage move. I like going for a little bit of extra energy here because we are going to need to pretty much throw Moonblast into the Giratina as well. So, well, I don't know. But then that was charm damage. But our Shadow Claws are super effective also, as well as these Fairy Winds. So our Fast Attack's doing a lot of damage as well to this Giratina, which is going to end up adding up. Alright, Machamp. We're obviously 2 times strong against Machamp in the back, so we do want to go into this. Remember, this is a Ghost typing Drifblim, so do not throw Swift into it. It's double resisted. Moonblast is going to be your best bet here. Now, they do end up shielding it, which good for them. They're using Astonish, which I believe it's 5 to get to Icy Wind. It's a 3-turn move. We have a 2-turn move, so we want to throw on 4 if possible. Again, 1, 4, 7, 10 is the counts you want to be throwing your moves on if you in a 2-turn move versus a 3-turn move. Now, we do throw in bad timing here, I think, because it was 3, but that's because we want to get a move off. So we end up KOing this. We have a huge shield advantage now, and most importantly, we have switch advantage, and we come in with our Florges. This could be Stone Edge, which would do a ton, but would not KO. And they have no real way to KO us here without going for another Stone Edge. Talonflame. I mean, this is where we want to see it. Our things in the back are very weak against Talonflame. It is odd that they're staying in. They are running Incinerate. It's a 5-turn move. Shadow Claw on Feraligatr is a 2-turn move. So you want to throw on 2, 4, and 7. 2 and 7 being the best, 4 being good enough. You really don't want to be throwing on like 5. That would be horrific. You definitely don't want to be throwing on 0. They end up coming in with a Registeel. So they're really weak against Feraligatr, I think. And we're really weak against a lot of their teams so far. So I imagine the fairies are going to be really good in the back. We're probably going to end up having to shield a Zap Cannon here because we do not want to go into this with our fairies. Although one Zap Cannon not going to be able to KO something like... I'm saying Moonblast in my head, but I'm thinking Clefable. They end up coming with a fighting type. Nice. We don't care about these shields. Eventually, we're just going to take shields from the Registeel. I don't think they're going to use any shields here on Virizion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because why would we safe swap into this? That's an odd choice, I think, by them, because why would we safe swap into this and not have an answer for Virizion later if they try to get to the switch clock, which I imagine what the opponent's strategy is. So I don't know about this shield here. I kind of... But can you really go all in on... Can you really go all in on Registeel? Because the shields don't matter that much. We're just going to slowly whittle it down. Yeah, but now we just have 2 Hydro Cannons, right? I mean, one doesn't KO, but the second definitely does. And even a Swift is going to KO at this point. I like the extra farm here. They went up to the maximum and then can throw another Hydro Cannon at the Virizion, or I believe it's actually in farm. Oh, yeah. Now we're going to get KO'd here, and then they're going to see our Mon, and they'll probably leave. It's probably going to take 5 Leaf Blades to KO Clefable. Oh, yeah, they saw it earlier for just half a second. Trevenant is weird. We do have super effective fast attacks. Gulp. This is Tentacruel. Again, very good against our team. This is the matchup we want, to be honest, and we had a huge energy advantage going into it. The tough part is, if they throw an Acid Spray at us, it's like, okay, do we leave the matchup to remove the debuff? I don't know. At this point, we could go into Clefable. There's nothing saying we couldn't. Acid Spray technically not enough to KO here. They are up to 2. Oh, they have a Sludge Wave. Okay. No Acid Spray is interesting. They weren't ready for this. They had another move, so it's kind of weird that they let us get the Swift off here. Okay. The thing is, do you just take this? Now you shield, right? And I think you might be able to farm... Well, they have a shit ton of energy. I don't know. Okay. Great farm down. Okay, now we have a Moonblast available for the Drapion. Well, we've seen all their Mon, right? So now it's a testament to how much damage can we get off. I like not throwing away. I like using the Clefable in this matchup because Swift not really gonna be able to do anything against the opponent is so greedy. Swift not going to really be able to do anything against Trevenant. Trevenant has a ton of energy here, but one Moonblast will KO, and one Shadow Ball will not KO us. So at some point, we'll be able to shield and just kind of get through that matchup. All right, thank you for submitting the video, yeah, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. Again, this is probably, although I feel tempted to go in with Galarian Weezing, this is probably going to be my only Ultra video for this week. Got some more Great League videos. Might even do a Master League stream. Actually, by the time this video comes out tomorrow morning, I'll either have done the stream tonight in like an hour, or I won't have, and you'll already know that answer. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for the submissions. Again, if you have any submissions, there is a link below in the description where you can submit videos, and I will go over them. Yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.